Hello guys, how's it going? My name is Darren, and today I'll be showing you guys how I got those crazy crits within BG situations. I have you 4 different examples, and I'll tell you guys exactly how to get these kind of numbers on your combat rogue. Now, combat rogues aren't all about them finishers. No. We're all about the sustained damage, mastery strikes, multi-strikes in between, killing sprees, building up that insight. We're all about the sustained damage. We're not really about finishers. But DFA brings combat rogues a different playstyle, which is something I love doing in battlegrounds, and sometimes I use this in arenas, but not as often. So the way you do this is you run DFA as a talent, which is mandatory. What you can do as well to beef up your DFA crits is run Prey in the Weak, but I run Internal Bleeding for the most part because it has better sustained damage overall on my targets. So here is how you do it. You apply a Revealing Strike onto your target. Revealing Strike is going to enhance all finishes that you have onto your opponent by about 35. So that means the DFAs are going to hit harder. You want to have the best PvP gear that you can get your hands on, and if you can't get Conquest gear, at least get a 4-piece bonus for combat rogues on Honor gear. The 4-piece bonus on Vanish will make your next Eviscerate 100% crit. DFA is a 2-part finisher, 1 part AoE, 1 part Eviscerate, and that Eviscerate buff applies to it. Next thing you need is a full Deep Insight for 50% damage increase thanks to Draenor perks. Last thing is, if you are a human, you can use a Proc Trinket and an On-Use Trinket in order to beef up your damage. Just try to line up your damage with the Proc Trinket, which is kind of difficult at first, but after practice you guys should be able to get it. It just takes a lot of practice. And then you pop your On-Use Trinket, and then you DFA onto your opponent. It is going to be a little bit different on the Horde side since you do need a Freedom Trinket, but the damage isn't going to be that much different. So let me show you guys exactly how I did it in breakdown of the footages. Example 1, I have Deep Insight, I have a Proc Trinket available, I'm dealing the massive amount of damage I can, waiting for 100 to turn down, Revealing Strike, Mark for Death, DFA, hoping for a crit, and then I'm spamming my Trinket button as I'm coming down with the DFA, 95k crit. The Trinket actually didn't hit him quick enough, but that damage was just raw without the Trinket use. Here's another example without the On-Use Trinket really hitting your target, and this is just an example of what happens when you don't have an On-Use Trinket, and just how much damage you can dish out as a combat rogue, just the pure amounts of it. I have Deep Insight, I put up a Reveal Strike onto my opponent, no crit to guarantee my damage. I'll go for a DFA while Deep Insight and a Trinket Proc are available. Hit the mage for 105k as a combat rogue. An alternative to using your gear and using the potential damage that you may be able to get from your abilities, you can also simply grab Berserker buff and utilize the Vanish Eviscerates into your rotation onto your opponent. Berserker buff will allow you to dish out a little bit extra damage onto your opponents, especially when you don't have gear. So this is something you can do if you simply just like looking at big numbers. And this is something also you gotta remember, in BGs, you will almost never ever be able to get a perfect situation unless you have the maximum amount of CC or your opponents are just a bunch of bots. So you simply just gotta take advantage of opportunities that are given to you. Right here I have a Vanish available, Reveal Strike onto the Paladin, Vanish proc me a 100% crit on DFA, Berserker buff on your Trinket on, going for a DFA right before I'm clutching the Death's Door, and they get a sweet crit onto the Paladin. So hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. This is something, again, I showed you can either get the damage out with your gear or with other effects, but it seems like combat rogues are just doing really well, and it's just a lot of fun just being able to crit, even though I'm outside of subtlety and assassination rogue specs. So this is something you can try for yourselves. Again, it is somewhat difficult to line up this kind of damage in a perfect situation for BGs, but as I always say, practice makes perfect. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. My name is Darren, and I'll see you guys in the next one.